Next up, we have the first lightning talk of the day on SBIR. Bob Smith, Director of the Navy Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer Offices, SBIR, SCTT, Special Programs, will present on how the Department of the Navy SBIR program is mobilizing to transition technology faster than ever before. Joining him is Fathom 5 CEO and Zach Staples. Take it away, Bob and Zach.
Hey, Brian, thank you so much for having us. I'm going to talk for a few minutes here, then pass it over to Zach and hopefully have him say great things about the Navy program. We don't know. It's unscripted. We'll see how it goes. But really, to help give you that perspective from a small business on what it's like to work for DoD. So I've got about 8 minutes to explain to you why you should work with us in the Navy. And it's really easy. The Navy SBIR STTR program is great. One of the best. And I'll leave it at that. What we're going to talk about, and you heard some of it yesterday from my sister services of the Army and the Air Force, is in the Navy, it all has to do with the topic. Everything that drives our SBIR STTR program is our topics, identifying our needs as the initial conversation with you. This is our problem. This is what we need you to solve. Okay. I like to say, actually, I'll steal it from Brian Shipley, who runs our commercialization program. Transition is baked into our program. So our topics have already answered the question, if this works, where's it going to go? Okay, so we write our topics, we put them out there in solicitations. You put in your best idea for a proof of concept. Okay, and that's a phase 1. Okay, that's 6 months worth of effort. Okay, if that is proving viable, the next thing you'll get your phase 2, which is a $1.7 million to produce a prototype. And at the end of that, we hope it works. We hope the program office says, this is so great, we want to put it into the program. So it's topics. They come out in the broad agency announcements. Please be looking for the 22.1. It's coming out this fall. It's going to be our huge one, the biggest of the year. Amazing breadth of different challenges within the Navy using SBIR. Okay, evaluations are done by the government, so make sure you answer the technology question. I don't need a marketing pitch. I need you to explain to why you believe your technology is going to solve our problem, and that's the way we want to have that conversation. From every topic, the Navy is going to select 2 to 3 companies to move forward. It's not a fight between you and them. It's usually going to be different technology approaches to the challenge. You may find both of you have got the answer, and then we'll move on to phase 2. 1 to 2 are selected. And then it's hopefully we get to phase 3, which is non-SBIR funds. That's that commercialization. That's that transition to a program of record. Okay. Part of that is not only technology development, but it's also alignment of the stars, right? That the budget got put into place. So when this technology solution proves viable, we're ready to drop it in, finish its development, put it in the program of record, or buy it in the next budget cycle. Variables you don't control, variables your technical point of contact doesn't control, but variables we're all discussing as you're developing that technology. Also, at a phase 2, if selected for the Navy, we have programs to help you think about how you're going to scale, how you're going to commercialize, transition that technology. So when we say, congratulations, it works, we need 1,000 of them at the end of the year. Okay, can you deliver? Because if you can't deliver, it's still a failure. Okay, and we want you to succeed because we need your solutions. Some little companies that started with the Navy who are overnight success in years in the making are like iRobot. So big now they spun out the company that started in SBIR to be a separate subsidiary because they're making lots of money with vacuum cleaners. Okay, and that's fine because that's exactly what Congress wanted the program to do, is for you to be successful, to grow your company, to hire Americans, and drive our economy. The other program we just got started this year is called Don SEC, a quick thing. And oh, by the way, NavySBIR.com. Let me repeat that. Navy, N-A-V-Y, SBIR.com. pitchbook.com is our website. You can learn so much more about the program, how we do things. Oh, by the way, there are templates on how we expect you to submit your proposal. So it shouldn't be a surprise on what's expected in the package. Okay. We made them simpler so we can move quicker to get your awards faster, so we can get that technology of the warfighter even quicker. But last, Don SEC, SBIR, STTR experimentation cell. Guess what we learned? It's really great when we can get your technology in the hands of a warfighter to iterate your technology to make sure that customer, that end user customer, likes what you're doing. And it's kind of neat when I see SBIR technologies in, no kidding, fleet exercises being demonstrated, being iterated. Lots of fun. I've probably taken far more than my fair share of time. So Zach, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hey, Bob, I got a couple of questions, man. So having been on the other side of this, right, and it's a small business trying to figure out how to work with the Navy, you hit on a lot of things, but I want to ask you a couple of questions. So let's say I read the new 21.1 solicitation that's going to come out this fall, and I see something that's kind of interesting that I think, okay, that might be me, but if I've never worked with the Navy before, is there a period of kind of open discussion, and is there a different period where discussions are more limited because it's in a like a federal acquisition regulation solicitation? Like how can the communications work?
Oh, Zach, you set me up perfectly. So there are 3 periods within solicitation: pre-release, open, and close. Pre-release is 30 days for you to have a direct one-on-one conversation with that technical point of contact.
Cool.
Whatever you ask them stays between you and them. Okay. The way I like to put it is, would you not want to talk to your customer?
Right.
Because right now that technical point of contact is the customer you got to please. So why not make sure what you think you read is what they think they wrote? Okay. So check with them. Make sure you understand what they're looking for. I have zero sympathy for a company that doesn't get selected, and I found out they didn't talk to the teapot. After the pre-release, there's an open period, another 30 days, where you can still ask questions, but your question and those answers will be posted for all to see. So probably not the time to talk about your intellectual property approach to solving that problem. Okay. Yeah. And closed is really, we're going into the selection process. The curtain comes down, it gets very dark, and nobody's going to talk to you.
Good, because that's when the Navy's making their decision, right?
Correct.
All right, great. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I think we've got just a couple minutes left. I wanted to kind of pick up the kind of the inspiration piece for this after Bob. So, right, so Fathom 5 is a company that we founded to start on defense innovation dollars. That has worked for us very well, and it's pretty easy to build an IPO-able company. You just have to get to about $2 to $3 billion market cap and about $250 million a year annual recurring revenue. And to do that, you just need to make $1 million first year and then double every year after that till about year 9, like you're there, right? And then all you got to do is do it. So the plan is easy. So the question becomes, if you win a couple of SBIRs in year 1 and you put those together and you make you put together like $1 million revenue, the trick is actually doubling those every year. And it's funny that the funding profile that Bob was talking about for Navy SBIR actually follows that exact trajectory. So you can actually follow a high growth exponential trajectory towards IPO without actually taking VC money if you can figure out how to do the business development for the Navy, with the Navy. So I think the next question becomes, what I want to spend a couple minutes on is, so great, you found a cool topic, you read Bob's thing, you talked to people in the communication period, and then how do you go from a phase 1 to a phase 2 to a phase 3? And the phase 3, for just absolute clarity, that's an unrestricted award amount, depending just on how much interest you have in your product and how big the Navy wants to scale it. So a phase 3 contract type is a federal acquisition regulated, a FAR regulated contract. We can buy everything from multi-billion-dollar aircraft carriers under those to the Joint Strike Fighter. So there is no limit on how big you can go on phase 3. So the question is, how do you get there? And one of the other things I see small businesses do all the time, and we had the opportunity to coach 6 small businesses as they were going through this process with one of the program executive officers at Naval Sea Systems Command, was they didn't understand their customer, right? And so I just so real clearly, and I'm in Austin. You can look us up anytime at Fathom 5. I want more small businesses to be successful in defense innovation. I'm happy to teach how the money flows from a small business perspective to anybody that wants to learn how hundreds of billions of dollars come to the Navy and how that gets parsed out to acquisition so that you can understand the customers a little bit. But once you're under contract for an SBIR phase 1, you're now a government contractor, and you can have conversations with your work with anybody else in the government who might also be interested in your work because you're actually under contract to the DoD to do that. Also, there's a major program office, a major program manager, a captain in the Navy or an 06 who's running that major program office that you're probably not going to meet because they don't meet most of the SBIRs because you're about 4 down in their echelon. But there's no reason you can't go out to Pax River at NavAir or go back to Washington and go to the Navy Yard and meet the people in your program office, or out to Niwik PAC and meet the people in San Diego.
Those are great things because so the first is that phase 1, you want to get selected, good proposal. Okay. Don't hire people to help you write your proposal. If you look around in your neighborhood, there are lots of folks that can help you write a good proposal. So save yourself some money. When it gets through that phase 1, congratulations, got a phase 2. Now it's time to deliver. But it's also time in parallel to start building and growing your business, because it's time to move on, not just being technically competent, you've got to produce. And start having those conversations with that TPOC. So how's it looking? Are we progressing? Am I giving you what you want? How's it looking for the tech drop-in? How's the schedule? Do we need to accelerate? Do we need to slow down? Do we need to look at other funding venues? Oh, by the way, does this have applicability for somebody else? Do you have an Army point of contact that you work with? Can you make an introduction? Can you explain, maybe there's another program in NavAir or NavSea. Should they be interested in me? Can you make the introduction because you want to start growing that business? Okay. Are you ready for that after phase 2 at 1.7? What happens if the Navy says, I'm ready to give you a $20 million phase 3? Oh my God. Okay, let's get ready. But I've seen phase 3s that are somewhere around $2 million to where triple hundred millions. So are you that kind of young SBIR company or a mature SBIR company? You're ready to move along? You need to be thinking about these, because the 2 people in the garage now to be turning into 20 people in a facility, getting ready to figure out how the hell we're going to make it to 40 and 80. Okay. So it's all about the relationship, building that relationship, and looking for other folks to bring into your party.
I love that, Bob. I think we got 1 minute left. I wanted to go ahead and screen share something. Sam, can you pull that up and then we'll be done? I just want everybody to know that the Navy sponsors this event called Hack the Machine. The Office of Naval Research, as well as several program executive officers, are sponsors for it. And it's coming up here on the 16th to the 19th of November. You can go to hackthemachine.ai. And one of the things we've done for this is people have competed in this, but there's additional sessions to continue the conversation we're having with Bob. NavalX, who's also sponsoring with this Fed Supernova, will be there. Will be at Alexandria in DC. And so this is a great way to actually participate in a problem with the Navy, understand the problem space, meet people, so that you go into that SBIR development with a little bit more context because you've worked a couple of problems in a competitive game format with the Navy. So shameless plug, but a great opportunity. We've seen some companies really kind of learn what's up with the Navy through this, and thought it might be helpful.
Absolutely helpful. And it also shows how the different ways to work with the Navy. SBIR is a great program. It's not the only tool in the toolbox, okay? But it's a great way to get started.
Cool. I think we're back to Brian. And Bob, it's good to see you again, my man.
Good to see you. Until next time, until we can actually be in person again.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bob and Zach. I started there for a second, Zach, because I thought you were a fellow Naval Academy graduate, and I was right.